You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense.
So take a comfortable seat. I'm actually kneeling over the top of my bolster, but that's only because I kind of want to have a nice tall spine. You can sit, whatever. Bring the hands down to the lap and just take a mudra. So we'll take our mudra, which is our Jan mudra, thumb and index finger connected. Rest the backs of the hands down onto the knees. Just roll the shoulders up to the ears and squeeze them back behind you and let them land and settle nice and comfortably. And then just give yourself a little wiggle and so that you're nice and tall, firm, yet relaxed. And just take a moment to find a steady breath, breathing in and out through the nostrils. Starting to connect to your breathing rhythm, connecting to your space, connecting to your mat, and connecting to yourself, letting go of your day, letting go of thoughts, letting go of anything that is to come, and start feeling the body, physical awareness as you sit here in the present moment. And let those observations just come up for you, just recognize them. We don't need to judge, we don't need to criticize, we don't need to compare. We let any observations about our physical presence just arise and settle. And notice how much tapping into the physical presence, connecting with the body, connecting with the breath, brings your focus into the present moment. Not allowing anything else to just pop into your mind's thoughts. And if through the practice your mind does wander, just bring it back to the breath. Use the breath as your guide, as your constant. And as we move into a new month, into December, we start a new theme of slowing down to soothe the soul at what may be a busy period. For some, festive parties, celebrations, family gatherings. We need to have that balance of calm, peace, and serenity for ourselves as well. So we'll be slowing down our practice today, having a little bit of more of a meditative style. In the throat, the neck, the head, starting to bring in focus to the third eye and the crown chakras. So draw your attention into the area between the eyebrows. Try and relax the forehead. Let the eyebrows soften. Let the area around the eyes relax. Let the eyes drop back deeper into the sockets. Soften through the lids. Relax the nose. Just notice the breath coming in and out. Relax through the teeth. Moisten the mouth, creating a little bit of saliva and taking a swallow. And then relaxing into the jaw and into the neck. Let's take a visualization technique. So visualizing the story of the bamboo and the mountain stream. And visualize this story as if it were a movie playing out across your forehead, across your third eye. Long ago, in a quiet valley between two mountains, there lived a wise old hermit. He built his home near a crystal clear stream that flowed down from the high peaks. Every day he would sit by the water listening to its song, letting it guide his heart into silence. One morning, as he meditated, he felt the stream speaking to him. To flow freely is to be alive. To be blocked is to suffer. Yet everything that resists me eventually becomes smooth. The hermit smiled, for he knew the stream carried the voice of the mountain itself. Down by the bank grew a grove of tall green bamboo. They were strong and supple, swaying with the wind, whispering secrets to one another. The hermit loved them, for they reminded him of disciples in meditation, upright, silent, and patient. One night the hermit had a dream, and in it the mountain spirit appeared and said, "If you wish to serve the world more deeply, cut one of the bamboo stalks and offer it to the stream. Only then will you know true surrender." When he awoke, the hermit hesitated, as the bamboo were his companions. To cut one felt like harming a friend, but he trusted the vision with reverence. He chose the tallest stalk and whispered, "Forgive me, brother." Then with careful strokes, he hollowed the bamboo into a flute. When he first played the flute, the sound was harsh and broken, yet as the days passed, the flute's voice grew clear and haunting, sometimes as soft as the wind, sometimes as piercing as a cry from the heart. The villagers from far away came to listen, for the flute carried peace into their souls. One evening, as the hermit played by the stream, he suddenly stopped. He realized then that the bamboo had only found its true purpose when it had been emptied. Its beauty came not from what it was filled with, but from the space within. The mountain spirit whispered again, "So it is with the human heart and the human mind. Only when emptied of pride, fear, greed, and grasping, can sing the song of the divine." And from that day forward, the hermit no longer feared loss. He saw that surrender was not destruction, but transformation. And he understood that everything, like the stream, like the bamboo, like the mountains, were part of a greater music. And with the meaning, the intention behind the story of the bamboo and the mountain stream, drawing into your own intention for your practice today. One of finding peace, serenity, and quietude. Release the fingers from the mudra, just wiggling into the fingertips, into the knuckles, into the thumbs, circling out through the wrists, circling one way, circling the other. Circle the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And just lift up one arm up over the head, nice side stretch. Breathe in, sweep it back, take the other arm up and over. Breathe in, come back into the center, take a nice gentle rotation one way, looking back over the shoulder, not forcing anything here, bringing it back as you breathe in, exhaling, going to the other side. Noticing the length through the neck. Bring yourself back into center. Interlace the fingers and push the knuckles away as you scoop the belly, rounding out through the spine, letting the chin drop gently to the chest. Feeling the weight of the head. Softening through the shoulders, lift up tall, lengthening the spine, sweeping the arms back around behind you, and opening up the sternum, lengthening the neck, supporting the weight of the head here as the gaze goes to the sky. Breathe in, come back into center. If you need to move from the seat, please do. But dropping an ear over to one shoulder, feeling the stretch all the way down from the temple, down to the corner of your shoulder. Again, feeling the weight of the head into the neck. Breathe in, bring the head back up into center, and exhale casually, letting that drop over to the other side. Noticing difference where it might pull down the back or the front of the body, and also the sides of the body. Breathe in, come back into center, turn the cheek to the back and look over one shoulder. Notice the breath. Breathing in, come back into center, take the gaze to the other side. Breathe in to center, let the head drop down to the chest, keeping the shoulders above the hips. Start to just gently semicircle, ear to shoulder, chin to chest. Ear to opposite shoulder, chin to chest. Just mobilizing through the neck, isolating that area, that anatomy of the body. Noticing clicks, cracks, of course you will hear them. The neck is very close to the ears. Keep moving smoothly, not over forcing either side. And once you've equaled that out left and right, bring the head back into center. And let's release from our seat. Nice. Let's come into a tabletop position. So finding the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and just pushing away from the floor, finding a neutral position here. Keep the neck nice and long, shoulders away from the ears, lifting up the navel, and focus on the neck, particularly those 7 smaller vertebrae as you move through your cat and cow. So the gaze gently lifts, but it doesn't go all the way up and back. And then we're rounding out through the spine from the tailbone, lower back, mid back, shoulders, and chin drops to chest. Inhale, looking forward. Again, notice the flexion and the extension in the neck. All of last month we spent on the sides of the body, the torso, the spine. This is coming up into the neck and the head. And then last time, equaling that out, cat and cow, and release back into your child's pose. The head might come to the block, to the floor, or to your hands. Maybe the hands come forward and soften down. Feel the neck long. It's not flexed or overextended in any way. Breathe out through the mouth. Just sigh that breath into the earth. And then as you come back up, the knees go wide, the toes come together, and the hands come just in front of you here. We're preparing for our lion's breath. So with lion's breath, the eyes kind of go up towards the sky. You look up, the tongue pokes out as long and as extended as you can. And that breath in, the breath in is through the nose, nice deep breath in through the nose. And the breath out is long and like a lion. So we're going to do 5 lion's breath. So take a breath in. Breath in. Breath in. Two more. Breath in. Last one. Stretch the face and release. You might feel a little bit dry in the mouth, so just create some saliva, create some swallows. Nice. And let's lie down on our belly. Bring the head to the back of the hands, relax through the spine. We've spent a bit of time seated there, so give the hips a little release out. And let's come into Sphinx pose. So you can either keep the feet together or you can take them a little bit apart. Sphinx pose comes out with the forearms flat down on the floor, hands are nicely spaced out, opening up the sternum. Now be careful here of the neck. Don't arch too much into the neck. Keep the neck nice and long. So you might be gazing just in the line where your fingertips are at the front of your mat. Drop the pubic bone, drop the hips, heavy through the legs, but lifting through the heart space. Notice where you have to breathe from. Close the eyes and draw into the third eye. Maybe introduce Ujjayi breath, a slight restriction at the back of the throat. Notice what happens on the exhale. Notice what happens on the inhale. And then widen the elbows as you exhale. Bring the head back to the hands. Release the belly, release the spine. After that back bend, give the hips a little wiggle out. Taking the arms straight out in front of you, the palms might face one another shoulder width apart. Full pranam here. So the ears come down between the biceps. You're bringing the big toe mounds together, pressing down through all 10 toes, and find that lift through the navel. So we're flat down on the floor, but we're lifting, we're active, we're engaged. Glutes might start to fire up. Back muscles might start to fire up as you draw the navel in. And then if you like, lifting arms and legs off of the mat, a full dart. So squeeze those palms together if you've got the hands in prayer. Squeeze the big toe mounds together. Squeeze the biceps to the ears. Are we breathing? And then lower down onto your right cheek, and the hands come back by the hips. Taking a moment to soften out, relax everything. Feel the stretch in the side of the neck. Lift the head, turn the cheek to the opposite side. Feeling the head be heavy but held by the earth and stretching out through that side. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders away, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press up into cobra. Might not come too high here, just keep the neck nice and long. Again, focus is up towards your third eye. Breath is steady. And then look over your left shoulder. So maybe you look over the left shoulder and you can see your heel of your left leg. Bring the head back into center, look over your right shoulder. Maybe you can see past your right shoulder to your heel. Bring back into center and then push back into tabletop. Release out through the hips, release out through the spine. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into your downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through the feet. Releasing a heel at a time here. And just stretching out through the toes, through the ankles. You've been kneeling or sitting for a while, stretching through the legs. When you're ready, releasing both heels together into downward facing dog, pressing the chest back towards the thighs, feeling the spine as long, lifting up through the navel. Neck is long, so ears are between the biceps, and the crown of the head points down towards the floor. Walking the feet in towards the hands in the center of your mat. Place the soles of the feet down. Maybe toes come together, maybe they're parallel. Just release through the toes and the heels, bending into the knees nice and deeply, and bring the elbows up onto the knees. So finding a nice long spine here. Hands might be down in prayer, if you like. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, neck is long. Turn the head, just the head. Look to the right side. Bring the head back, look to the floor. Turn the head, just the head, to the left side. And look to the floor. Take hold of the elbows, release into your full dangle, belly, chest down over the thighs, relax the head and neck. Feel all the weight going down through the spine, into the head, the neck. Give it a little yes, a little no, a little rotation one way and the other. Maybe the hands release and you come full into that dangle. And if you don't want to be upside down here, just return back to the elbows on the knees. Crown of the head points down towards the floor. Toes are soft. Weight is in predominantly the front, but middle of the feet, not into the heels, not swaying back. Then nice and slowly we take our time to roll up through the spine and come all the way up to stand. The last thing to come up is the crown of the head, which is cut off. My head is cut off. I'm still here. Well, that's no good, is it? So let's come into our first posture, which is warrior one. So placing the right foot forward, left leg back, starting to square the chest off to the front, strong back leg. Nice. Inhale the arms and come into eagle arms. So our right arm crosses over our left. We're going to go into our humble eagle from here. So we lift and lengthen, bringing the body down, and that right shoulder just nestles on the inside of your right knee. Bend the right knee, dropping the hips down deeper towards the floor. Keep the elbows away from the body, and the gaze is at the back of the wrists with a long neck. Again, draw the focus in towards the crown, the third eye, throat chakras, higher chakras for awareness and focus. From here, release the arms, and you're going to come into this flying warrior. So the arms come out to the side of you at shoulder height. Yeah, see if you can maybe rest the armpit on that right knee maybe. And then the arms come forward, just as we did in that full pranam. Ooh, place those palms together, they come down to the floor, we pivot on the back toe, we step back into plank, and we lower the knees, and we come down through our connecting vinyasas of choice, making sure that we move through steady, slow, with intent, and using the breath. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Walking feet in towards the hands in the center of your mat. Place the feet down once more, bring the elbows back up onto the knees, And lengthen the spine. Pull the shoulders away, lift the navel, look towards the left. Dropping the ear parallel to the floor. Maybe you're getting a little bit more through the neck. Gaze to the floor, turn the head, looking the other way. Bring yourself back into center. Release full Uttanasana this time. So, straightening up the legs, crown of the head points down towards the big toes. And then finding your way to stand, whether that's lifting up the arms this time or rolling up through the spine, and just come to mountain pose. Find Tadasana, feel grounded through the feet, long through the spine, stepping forward left foot, stepping back right foot. Start to find that Virabhadrasana 1. We're drawing the right shoulder forward, drawing the chest forward, bending into the front knee, strong back leg. Eagle arms, this time left arm wraps across the top. Maybe you're double wrapping the wrists as well. We lift and lengthen and fold. Bringing the left shoulder down on the inside of that left knee. Keeping the elbows away from the body, reaching the fingertips way past the front of our mat. Bending a little more into the left knee. Dropping the hips a little further to the floor. From here we unravel our eagle arms and they go out to the sides of us like an aeroplane. Fingertips pointing away. And we swoop those arms forward, maybe meeting the palms together, just as we did in full pranam. Lift up the navel, hands come to the floor, we pivot on the back foot, and step back into plank, lowering the knees, or finding a chaturanga up dog. Remember using the breath to slow down the process. Inhaling for back bends, exhaling into downward facing dog. Taking a moment to pause, crown of the head points down towards the earth. And then lowering the knees to the floor. Take a moment to come to kneeling or thunderbolt pose. Nice. Bring the hands to the knees. Sit nice and tall here. Notice, are the ankles kind of splaying out, or are the feet and the heels nice and active? Are you flaring the rib cage, the chest? Are you arching through the spine? Just start to feel the shoulders softening down and feel that tall, long spine all the way up into the neck. Focus up towards the third eye and the crown of the head. We come up to a high kneel. You might like to widen the knees here. Inhale, the arms up. They come palms together if you like. And you can come into Vira Mudra, which is our interlacing fingers and our two index fingers connecting. Taking the gaze to the heels of the hands. Push the pelvis forward and then lean back. Good. So I'm going to come forward a little bit because I've got no room. So don't go too far because you've got to get back up again. Squeeze the heels of the hands together or the shoulder width apart. Bring yourself back into the center. Realign head and neck. And come back down to kneel. Takes a bit of work to bring the body back forward, doesn't it? It's quite a deep back bend. So what I'd say here is that when we're lifting up here and we're kind of leaning back into this camel, yeah, of course I can get all the way back here, but then, I've got to bring myself forward. And all of that's coming into my quads, into my hip flexors, into my core and my spine to bring me back. So let's try that once more. Lifting up, arms raised, interlace the fingers, Vira Mudra. Squeeze the biceps by the ears, look forward, and as you start to lift and lengthen, press into the tops of the feet, press into the shins, and lean back. The gaze looks at the heels of the hands. Head is supported by the muscles there. Nice. Good. And then breathe in, come back into center, release down, and release the hands to the knees. Good. How are you feeling? Okay. So just roll those shoulders for a moment. We're going to go into a camel pose from here. And you can, of course, place 2 blocks by the side of you if you want to use the blocks, or you can come up supporting the spine with your hands at the base of the back, or camel, tucking toes and using the hands on the heels. So whatever feels the most comfortable for that camel pose. I think I'm actually going to go with the blocks on the medium level. So we're going to roll those shoulders away, fingertips come down, and work into that camel pose, holding for 5 breaths, keeping the length of the neck. Beautiful, really nice. Opening the heart, squeezing shoulder blades together. Yes, that's the one. And finding the breath there might be a challenge. Keep the neck nice and long, not dropping the head back. And then breathe in, come back into center, and take yourself down. Heart rate can increase quite a bit in those back bends, can't they? All right, let's come into a surrendering pose now, which is our swan or pigeon. So right knee comes to right wrist, and just extending that left leg back behind you. There's a slight activation into your right ankle. And again, if you wish to, you can prop up that right buttock. You can stay upright. You might come down. Head might be resting on a block or the hands. And if you like, arms might go into full pranam. That's your deepest version. So again, don't take yourself too far too soon. Let the surrender, let the release, let gravity, let the breath take you where it needs to go. Remember the reading, the story, true surrender. It's not destruction, it's transformation. Finding the steadiness in your focus and your breathing, noting the physical sensations. Letting go as much as you can. Slowly breathing in to bring the hands back towards the body and just steadily lift up. If you like, you can take that back into tabletop or a downward facing dog if you need to release that out into 3-legged dog, whatever feels good. Left knee comes towards left wrist and gently opening out that underneath foot. Extending right leg back behind you. Again, just dropping hips gently, starting to feel the posture before coming down into that sleeping version. Surrender here for a few breaths before taking it further. Closing the eyes, steadiness of breath draws you into the moment. Find clarity, concentration, and focus as you hold and find stillness. letting go of the busyness of the mind, finding quietude as you surrender. And then gently lifting up as you breathe in, walking the hands back, taking a moment to pause in the upright position and then moving back into your tabletop or your downward facing dog and just releasing out as you need to. Swinging the legs around in front of you and finding a block and just having that by the side of you, or a thick cushion or a thick bolster or pillow, and just gently and slowly roll down through the spine, coming down onto your back. Lift the arms up above the head, interlace the fingers, Vira Mudra, steeple fingers, bring the big mounds of the big toe together and stretch the fingertips away. As you stretch the toes away, draw the navel in and draw the spine down. Release that and gather the knees in towards the chest. Feeling the spine lengthening out here from the tailbone all the way to the base of the skull. So if you feel that the head is arching a little bit and the neck starts to extend, maybe placing a thinner block or a blanket underneath the head. We're not dipping our chin too much. There's a space between the clavicle and the chin. Roll and massage out through the spine. We've had a number of back bends. We've had our sphinx, our camels, circling one way and circling the other. Taking the block, placing that block either on its lowest or its medium level. I'm going to go medium. By placing that underneath the sacrum, letting the buttocks just hang off of the back end. And again, settling in the shoulders. So here it's important to keep your gaze looking up towards the sky rather than turning the head or the neck to look at the screen. So find supported bridge. If you like, the hands can be by the side of the body, or you might like them in cactus. So bent at the elbow. Spread the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck. Keep gazing up towards the sky, maybe soften the eyelids down and find that focus point, your inner drishti, single point of gaze at the third eye, center of the forehead. Give in to the weight of the legs, the hips, relax the thighs, relax the buttocks. Maybe you feel comfortable to stay here. If you like, you can move up into our supported shoulder stand by lifting one leg at a time, making sure that that block is not going to move anywhere. Taking both legs up, and again, you can bring the hands down by the side of the body. Keep the gaze up towards the toes and beyond. Letting the weight drop down into the blocks, and the heels are above the hips here. Toe mounds might be together, knees might be bent, feet might be apart, but we're not pointing, we're not flexing. Feet, ankles and legs are all just soft in that supported shoulder stand. Bend the knees, lower a foot down at a time, Bring the hands back towards the hips if they were still in cactus. And just press through the feet and the hands. Take that block away. Slowly roll down through the spine. Notice how the spine feels as you lie back down flat. And making sure that you've got enough room behind your head to take your legs back over into snail or plow. So I'm going to shuffle forward just a little bit. So again, go easy into this one because we're going into legs over the head. You might like to just have the bolster there to support you. So I can feel that my spine's a little bit edgy after even that bridge pose. So it's going to take my spine a little bit to move back, but there we go. Dropping those knees because we're now into a flexion. So dropping knees down gently. Keep the neck nice and long. Keep the space between the chin and the chest. Keep gazing up towards the sky. If you like, supporting the spine or letting the arms come to the floor, you might start to extend the legs and the toes might kind of float in the air. They might start to become heavy and drop down. But again, no forcing, no rushing. We're taking it steady. Keeping the hips nice and lifted. Interlacing fingers may be an option. Oh, not for me today. Again, you've got to know your body. You've got to know, this is my third class of the day. If you feel any pain or discomfort in the neck, please come down. Slowly roll down through the spine, keeping the legs as close as you can to the body. When they get into an L shape, again, realign everything. And then lift the arms up. So find your dead bug pose. Feet are up, arms are up, wrists in line with shoulders. Shoulders are relaxed and spread on the mat. Heels in line with hips. Bend the knees if the hamstrings feel tight. And rotate ankles and wrists together, circling one way and circling the other. Nice. Last posture before we come into our final relaxation is a headstand. So you can roll over from where you are if you like, or you can come up to seated. Take your time. And let's set ourselves up for success here. So maybe it's a rabbit pose. Maybe you just want to place the head down onto the floor. Maybe you come into that supported headstand, interlacing the fingers, placing the head in that gap, and then pushing through the toes, lifting up the hips. Or maybe you lift both legs, you come up into that headstand. Be aware of the neck, pushing, driving away from the floor. We have strong shoulders, strong neck, strong spine, strong core, steady breath, perfect focus. When you come down, come into your child's pose. How are you doing?
Can you?
Okay. So headstands over, playtime over, relaxing time coming. Lie back down on your back. Make sure you're nice and warm. Put some layers on, put socks on. Grab bolsters if you like underneath the knees when we're ready, but gently draw the knees in towards the chest. Feel the neck nice and long, soften out through the face. And just lift the head and turn to look over your right shoulder, pulling your right cheek down towards the floor. So we're not lifting up our left shoulder. Shoulders are both planted. Oh, that's a deep stretch in the neck there. Breathe in, bring the head back into center. Breathe out, lift it and turn it to look over your right shoulder. Keep that right shoulder, sorry, you're looking over your left shoulder and you're pulling your right shoulder down. And then breathe in, bring that head back into the center, and now lift head and shoulders and curl up into a tight, 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 tight ball. Squeeze in the knees, squeeze thighs into the chest. Tight, tight ball, and then unravel it and extend arms above head, nice and wide, legs down to the floor, nice and wide. Feel this spaciousness. Remember, a yoga practice can kind of clear out the clutter for, however long you're practicing, but it's maintaining that emptiness, when they hollowed out the flute. And then that was when the bamboo had its true purpose. So let's come into our shavasana from there. So making sure that you're comfortable. Taking a moment to lie down and feel the back body, but also feel the neck, the throat, the head, the forehead, the back of the head, the top of the head, the sides of the head. Feel the weight of the head. And as you steady the heart rate, steadying the breath, steady the mind. Don't let the mind take over, take you to a place where you don't need to be just yet. Stay present with your body here in this space. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around, but for now, enjoy some silence. Begin to take some deeper breaths, bringing your awareness back into your surroundings, into the space that you're taking up on your mat. Deepening the breath to bring some movement into the hands, into the feet. And just stretching the legs away, stretching the arms up above the head. And then gathering the knees in. And just roll and massage out through the spine. Maybe you like to rock the neck gently from left to right as you're rocking the knees. And roll over to one side. And take your time to come up to seated. And again, finding a comfortable seat. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra and place the thumbs just at the center of the eyebrows. Let the weight of the head drop down into the hands so the hands are supported the weight of the head. Feel the warmth, feel the pressure. Feel the focus, the intention, the intuition and insight that you've gained from your practice today by working through the throat, the third eye and the crown chakras for higher awareness, higher consciousness. And reminding yourself of your own personal intention around the reading of the bamboo and the mountain stream. And ensuring that you find quietude, peace amongst this season. Always thanking your body, your breath, your energy and your focus for everything it does. And I thank you today. Thank you so much.